Good morning, everyone. It's Libby from Meister Tarot. So thank you for joining me on this gloomy-ish day. We'll see how it progresses. So thank you for coming along again. What I want to have a look at today, it is a topic that is quite heavy, and I know I've read on this particular topic a lot recently, and I'm looking forward to the day when I never have to read on it again. But I want to have a look at a few things to do with Ukraine. Now, first of all, on a positive note, the leader of the EU, Ursula von der Leyen, and I do apologise if I have pronounced that incorrectly, took a trip to Kiev to visit with Zelensky directly and to hand him personally a questionnaire that will start the process of bringing, sorry my table's a little bit wobbly today, bringing Ukraine under the fold of the EU. Now, one of the assurances that she gave was that the government of the EU will fast track this application. Usually it's a process that takes years, but Ursula von der Leyen was talking about that they would fast track this within weeks. Now, I have no idea what this will mean to Ukraine, what this will mean in the future. Yes, I do know. Okay. I am being told that it will, once this war is over, and yes, it will end. It will end. It has dragged on longer than I think most of us readers foresaw. However, timing in tarot in the spiritual world is atrocious because there is no concept of time. Time is a man-made concept. So in the spiritual world, in the universe, there is actually no concept of time. So, however, in terms of actual conflicts, what are we up to? 5-6 weeks. It has been brief historically. And there has been major defeats for Russia. They have been pushed back, and we'll have a look on some of those topics before. But getting back to the word that I was given was rebuilding. So the advantage of Ukraine being in the EU will power forward its rebuilding once this is over. Oh, yes. Flung out at me is the World card, which is about unity, the unity of diversity. So what it is, it's about not seeing the differences anymore. It is about seeing what we have in common. It is about an ending, and to me this is about the ending of this conflict, and it is about coming together on the world stage, possibly simply in the EU, but it's a lot wider than the EU. We're down here in little old Australia at the bottom of the world, and we are sending military equipment and money, and we are taking in displaced persons. So, sorry, I'm getting all emotional. It's about the world coming together. Sorry about that. It's the tears of pride and happiness that this, as ghastly as it was, it is a catalyst for worldwide change, and it needed to happen for, as awful as it is, humans don't instigate change unless it affects us personally, unless we get slapped around the head with something, and this is, it is what was needed to, sorry, oh dear, didn't mean to lose it quite so early in the reading, but yeah, okay, so tell me about this UN offer, please, tell me about this UN offer. Tell me about this UN offer, this offer to Ukraine to join the UN. Tell me about this offer from the UN for Ukraine to join. Tell me about this offer from Ukraine to join. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's about coming together, relationships coming together in their simplest form, in harmony, emotionally overwhelming in some ways. I do apologise for that, but it is rebuilding. Now, if you have a look at this card, you've got these beautiful sunflowers. The sunflower is the Ukrainian flower of state, their symbol, and it is about this coming together, rebuilding, going a simpler life. And yes, it will happen very quickly, so it will be expedited. Beware the abuse of power and the saboteurs in regards to this. I'll have a read on this. But then we've got this new start, this amazing, brilliant new start of dreaming big and working hard. There will be some loss and disappointment. There is loss and disappointment, but look at the 2 cups still remaining. And then we've got this 7 of Swords. So interesting that we've got the 5 and the 7. So there will be some within the EU, and I'm not pointing at anyone in particular, but I think we have an inkling, those of us that are politically astute, that there will be some that will try and derail this process through lies and deceit and abuse of power and dishonour and winning at any cost, etc., etc. There will be some disappointment in regards to what will actually be achieved. But this is about coming together of the governments. The coming together of the governments in abundance. Now, I know this is also my Russia card, but I'm not talking about Russia here. This is a new start, a rebirth, and bringing, just look at the beauty on this card of bringing together all, breaking down of old structures so that can be rebuilt anew, releasing of this hostage situation. It will be hard work. It won't be easy. There will be some that will feel like they are shunned and out in the cold financially. There are some that don't want to saddle themselves with this financial burden, because it will be very expensive. However, we have the sun, joy, illumination coming together. The sun and the moon, so there we've got the 2 cards. The 2 cards of illumination. This is illuminating all that's good. This is all illuminating a bit of a seedy underbelly that needs to be illuminated. But I'm always drawn on this particular card in this particular deck, which is my Gilded Tarot Royale, of these 2 pillars of wisdom that are putting out this fabulous fire and illumination energy. And that you have this clock, for one, timepiece, mechanism, I think is just the word. The mechanism being operated by the crab being the home body energy, the energy of comfort. But there is going to be some illumination on both sides, and there will be an offer made. So this offer to join the EU is being made, and then we have this starting out in a new journey full of dreams and hope and ideas. and the Nine of Pentacles, which is independence. So independence. So what I'm seeing very much here, base of the pack, we have things will happen very quickly. This is the karma, the new beginnings, the new closing of a chapter and opening of a new chapter. Then I have also, so Wheel of Fortune, followed by Strength, which is about compassionate power, followed by Justice. So this is a rebalancing. This is about action and consequences. And then the Three of Cups of actually coming together. Six of Pentacles of giving and receiving help, of giving help being given and help being received. So what I'm seeing here is that yes, Ukraine will be brought into the EU. It will be a rebuilding process. There will be some that won't be happy about it and will try, and they will be dissenting voices. Hungary is springing to mind, and please don't send me telling me that I know nothing about Hungary. I read widely. I don't get involved in propaganda from one side or the other, and I have no vested interest in who is in power in there and what side of how the elections were operated, etc., etc. I just read what the cards tell me with my limited amount of knowledge. So I'm seeing that there will be dissenters. They won't want to be burdened with the financial cost of rebuilding Ukraine, but I am seeing that it is a positive outcome in regards to being accepted into the EU. Now, what I wanted to have a quick look at next. Okay, now the ruble at the beginning of the war halved in value, significantly halved in value because of sanctions, because of cutting off of exports, etc., because of the cost of the war itself to Russia. But what's happened since is that the ruble has bounced back. Now, from what I have read, the people of Ukraine are very consciously aware of the value of the ruble on the international market, and that is a key indicator to the people of Russia, the average person in the street, as to how their country is performing, perceived, the wealth of the country, etc. So what I want to have a look, I have some suspicions. The word that sprung to mind was cooking the books, but I want to have a look as to why the ruble has bounced back. Now, earlier this month, the government of Russia, now please, I've always said this, the people of Russia are not Putin and his enablers. They are separate from him, however, they are being fed what Putin and his enablers want to tell them. But I just want to have a look at why has the ruble increased in value? Why has the ruble bounced back to its previous pre-invasion value on the... Oh, jumped out at me. Money. This is a cooking the books card. This is about reaping what you sow. This is about disappointment in the harvest, going back to the books in regards to the harvest. So this, that's just confirming. But I'll have a little bit of a further look on that. Please tell me. Tell me, why has the Russian ruble bounced back in value? Okay, gas exports. Okay. But tell me, why has the ruble bounced back in value? Tell me, why has the ruble bounced back in value? Using my Golden Universal Tarot, which is the deck I use when I'm looking at potential money laundering and dubious financial exchanges, but why has the ruble bounced back in value, please? Why has the ruble bounced back in value? Okay, there is something here that is going to be revealed. There is something that is hidden that needs to come out. And if you have a look, it's a fish in a cup. If that's not a cooking the books, something's a bit off here. I'm not quite sure what, but we'll keep going on this. Right, the government, Russian government is all over this. This is a reckoning card. A card of reckoning. Now, 3 major arcana. Boy, I'm getting a lot of arcana cards in recent readings, but 3 major arcana. The government will be held to reckoning. They have been foolishly over the cliff. They will have to defend themselves as the messages get out there. Interesting. Not quite sure what that card's for. Yes, I do. So they'll have to defend themselves, and we have this new emotional beginning, new relationships beginning. Yeah, I'll just do one more on that. Okay, right. Okay, right, so I drew this one. The seedy underbelly is going to be exposed as it comes out of the swamp and travels this path of illumination. It is going to lead to an emotional overwhelming that will lead to some form of celebration. Not quite sure why, but I'm wondering whether it's because it's destiny that it's going to be exposed. Oh gosh, another 3 major arcana. In regards to these agreements, that uncomfortable contracts and agreements that were made. Again, a celebration card. It's all about protecting the ruble. It's all about protecting the ruble. Not entirely clear. However, there is this work going on behind the scenes in regards to the money that will lead to a downfall when the truth comes out, and a walking away. Page of Wands. So there is a messenger that's going to come forward in regards to this. So feeling is that it's not as clear cut as they are just simply making it up. There's a lot more involved, but it will be exposed. Okay, interesting. We'll watch that one as we go along. What I want to have a look at next is this one's heavy. The UK Department of Defence warned earlier this week that there may be Russia using chemical weapons. Mariupol, the mayor of Mariupol has put out information that a drone has dropped a phosphorus bomb on the city, causing respiratory and neurological distress and failure. And there are also reports of nitric acid were fired by the Russian military in the Donetsk region. So I want to have a quick look at that. I just want a yes or no. Yes or no, did Russia use chemical weapons? Did Russia use... Nothing is confirmed. Speculation only. Please tell me, did Russia use Now, the mayor has also advised that there are at least 10,000 civilians that have died in Mariupol so far. There are reports of the Russian military bringing in portable crematoriums so that there's no mass graves. But it's just hideous. Anyhow, please tell me, were chemical weapons used? Did the Russian army use chemical weapons? Please tell me, did the Russian army use chemical weapons on Mariupol and in the Donetsk, excuse my pronunciation, as the Russian military dropped and fired these chemical weapons? Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yes. The people of Mariupol are being held hostage. It will come to an end. It will come to an end, but not without great heartbreak and loss. The messaging in regards to this will come out very quickly, and there will be consequences for this action. There is a harsh truth that is going to be revealed in regards to this abuse, betrayal, sabotage, dishonour, this is the winning at any cost card, and this is Putin. Putin's going to find there's going to be loss and disappointment on his behalf in regards to this. Yes, thank you very much. As it is revealed. And then we have this bringing forward of the message of exposure, hope. We're just hanging on to the hope. Base of the pack, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about financial and domestic security, but she's also a very practical figure. Page of Swords, there will be a whistleblower in regards to this, and this is the karma coming back to bite Putin quite severely. So there has been use of chemical weapons. My heart really aches for the people of Mariupol, and I think the world aches for the people of Mariupol in regards to this. It's just yes, and it will be exposed, and it will lead to Putin loss, downfall. It will force him to I'm just thinking of that Five of Cups. There were 2 cups still standing, but the figure in it is on their knees lamenting over this loss. So he's going to find it quite, thank goodness, quite a blow to him. Quite a blow. I'll have a quick look at that. So Russia is calling up its reservists, the Russian government. Now, reservists in Russia are not the same as reservists in the US or Australia and the UK, any of these other countries. Reservists in Russia are basically any person who has served in the military within the previous 10 years in any form. So it may be somebody who was conscripted conscripted, yeah, conscripted into the armed forces, the military, 9.5 years ago, and hasn't run an obstacle or picked up a weapon since. There is rumours that these people are being called up. They'll do a couple of weeks of boot camp and literally, okay, yeah, cannon fodder is what I'm being told, and they will be literally just thrown into this conflict. So they're not like, I believe in the US, a lot of your reservists, they're the same as Australia. They do so many weekends per year of training, sort of once a month or once every 2 months weekends. Then they do 2 weeks of intensive training per year, and they are often involved in non-military, non-international military roles, as they are brought up to work in natural disasters and in regards to events where they just need more than the normal military. So Australia is very similar. Our reservists are called up to assist flooding, fires, humanitarian projects, etc. So they're not without training, they're not ignorant in the way things are done, and they pride themselves in keeping up to date and fit and ready. So I just want to have a quick look at how will these 60,000 reservists go. How will these 60,000 reservists go? Back to my mystical manga cards. How will these 60,000 reservists, how will they go? Here's Putin, the emperor, my way or the highway. It's just patriarchal power, my way or the highway. I'll just keep shuffling there. Oh, now they're flinging out at me everywhere. Hang on a sec. Right, let's see if we can make sense of this. There's a lot here, but they are an interesting array of cards, so let's have a quick look. Not sure what order these came out in, but I'll start at the beginning. So we have, this is Putin. This is the King of Wands. So this is usually a visionary, honorary, empowering leader, a mentor. So perhaps this is how Putin sees himself. This call-up is going to cause a lot of anxiety amongst those who are called. There is something that is not being revealed in regards to this. And here comes the win at all costs card. The sabotage, the deception, the betrayal, the lies, dishonour. But it's quite interesting, in this particular deck you also have these two figures walking away from this smug collector of the swords, collector of the military. There will be truth that comes out, and someone will there'll be some standing up to it as the truth comes out, and this truth will be burdensome. Not a bad thing, burdensome, as the government of Russia tries to take forward this message. Now these are not neatly stacked. The messages will be disjointed. They will be difficult to get out and carry. And then there is this murky underbelly that is going to be revealed. The truth is going to come forward. We've got Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups, in regards to the dark building of this foundation, the dark underbelly of this idea. So that's interesting. So it's not telling me that the reservists won't be called up, but it is telling me a lot about Putin and his enablers. He sees himself as this masculine figure of honour, and possibly the message will be it is honourable for you to do this. But the rest of the cards are not attractive in regards to the outcome of this action, culminating in truth and emotional overwhelming. So I'll just ask, is it going to happen? Will Russia call up these reservists? Yes or no, please. Will Russia call up these reservists? I'm hearing pushback. I'm getting the image very strongly of young men in a protest with women back in the 70s, was it, when conscription to the Vietnam War, and they were burning their conscription cards and they were protesting, and the police were out trying to break these protesters up and arresting people, and oops, that's very much the image I'm getting. What's jumped out is the devil. People are seeing that this is toxic, that they are finding themselves chained to the devil. Now, this is interesting. There are 3 cards. Again, 3 major arcana. This devil energy is going to be broken down, destroyed for rebuilding of Russia. So I'm wondering whether this particular action is going to be the catalyst. Now the next card I got was the mercenary. A difficult decision on an agreement to be made. So that's four major arcana. I think they're going to try, but this is going to be the last straw. Now, I do have one more question. Sorry this is going on for so long. I tend to go off on tangents everywhere. There is reporting in the media that Putin had or does have 3.4 billion, or had put aside 3.4 billion in reserves in funding for this particular conflict, and there is a lot of reporting going, he has a substantial buffer, a cushion, etc., etc. I just want to put this in perspective. 3.4 billion, yes, to you and me, it's enormous. Cannot imagine that amount of wealth. However, that sort of wealth would set us up for the next 10 generations if invested wisely. It's an enormous amount for you and I. However, Australia per year spends 67 billion on healthcare alone. We are a country of 26 million people, and that is what we spend on healthcare in our country. The US and Afghanistan spent $9 billion a month, so nearly three times what Putin has theoretically in reserve. The US in Afghanistan spent that every month during its occupation there. The GDP of Russia in total is only half that of California. The Disney Worlds, so what have you got? Florida, Tokyo, California, France. make a bigger profit per year than this reserve. And that doesn't include the streaming services, etc. That is purely the Disney Worlds. So I want to have a quick look to see whether he's already gone through his 3.4 billion. Has Putin, I don't know if I was about to say Trump, oh my goodness, birds of a feather, but has Russia already chewed through this 3.4 billion reserve that was put aside to help fund this? This is why, I'm being told this is why he was so desperate to be over quickly. Russia literally cannot afford an extended conflict, and this is already, for them, where they thought it would be mere days, has turned into an extended conflict. Tell me, has Putin already chewed through these reserves? Not quite sure what that means. We'll keep going. Star of Hope. Celebration. This is really interesting. And Karma and Destiny. Sorry, I'm just looking to see what these cards are on the bottom of the pack. So, we have this decision to be made, a plan being made on the world stage. This was not my question. The Star of Hope, the Celebration, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is the ending and beginning of a chapter. None of it has to do with money. None of it has to do with money. It has to do with what I'm seeing is that yes, he doesn't have they don't have the money to continue this war, continue this fight. Just be patient. They have run out. Now I've got behind the scenes, they are frantically working to create money, and this was came up in the cooking of the books, to pay the mercenaries. But then we have this new emotional beginning. So at the moment they're working behind the scenes, cooking the books to be able to pay the mercenaries. But this is coming to an end. The relationship is coming to an end. It's going to be a new relationship as they reach the crossroads, as new agreements are made. A harsh truth will be revealed in regards to this deception, betrayal. There is this murky underbelly is going to be revealed in regards to the Emperor that is going to lead to the downfall, and the hidden agenda will lead to loss and heartbreak. So it's again not telling me that they've chewed through it, but it is telling me the peripheral that that Russia can't keep this up, that they can't keep this up, and it will be positive. So thank you. Sorry, 38 minutes. Oh, goodness. I'm really going to have to work on cutting these down. So thank you. There was just a little bit of touching on the surface there. If you've got any questions or have insider knowledge, please let me know. Thank you for joining me. Light and love to all of those in Ukraine and in the affected areas surrounding Ukraine. Sending all our hope with and to you. So take care, look after yourselves, stay safe, and love to all. Bye-bye.